Hey everybody, a couple of quick things here real quick that bear to be mentioned as we're moving forward here in Project 5 Week 7. A couple of things I'm noticing. I've noticed that with the draft critiques, we're not quite where we need to be with those. I'm seeing a lot of comments like, I really like your picture, that's cool. But that doesn't do any good. So that doesn't help the person you're critiquing to do better, to improve. The point of a draft critique is to point out errors and different ways that the project can be enhanced and improved. And then the idea after that is to go in and make changes and revisions for the final. But because the draft critiques aren't quite where we need to be, we're not quite getting there. So what I would like you guys to do this week is focus on awesome draft critiques that really help your classmates get the best project they can so that they can get an A. So please focus on that. Remember, in the project requirements, it says that you need to write 2 to 3 sentences of things that you like, and then 2 to 3 sentences of suggestions for improvement. Now, if you don't know what to say, what to suggest, focus on the design principles: contrast, repetition, proximity, alignment, and typography if applicable. So those are things that you can absolutely should focus on in your critiques. So please, I would ask this week that you make sure you do that. Also, please be aware you will not get full points if you do not provide the proper critique as outlined. So I'm sure that this will not be a problem, but make sure that you get those critiques done properly this week. Also, just a reminder, critiques are not meant to just be a revision, to review if the requirements are met on the project. Although that's good to do, we want to go a lot deeper. You should also be making changes. I'm seeing a lot of projects that are exactly the same as the draft, that no change was made after the draft, and that's not the point of this at all. The draft is a stopping point, but it's not the end point. So please make sure that you're spending some time. I would expect 1 to 2 hours after your draft is complete to revise and refine your project, or more if necessary. So please make sure you're putting in that time and really making these projects just stand out and be all sorts of amazing. So I'm sure that that will not be a problem. You'll be able to do that. I'm also noticing that many people are having a hard time submitting PDFs. It's because there's such a large file size. So if you hit submit and it's just spinning and spinning and nothing's happening, it's because your file size is too big. So you need to make sure that when you go and export your PDF, in the Adobe PDF settings, there's a little drop-down box right at the top under presets. Make sure you go down to smallest file size, and that will give you a smaller file size that you can then submit your project without a problem. So watch out for that. Also, be aware that we do have our awesome lab assistants standing by ready to help you. If you go on the home page in Canvas and then go to the lab schedule page, I believe it is, that will be able to, that's a great resource that really I hope that you'll use. The lab is open Monday through Friday, 4 to 10 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 6. And not only is the lab open for you to use with the computers, but we have lab assistants there who are trained with Adobe, they know the design principles, and they're standing by to help you. So that's a great resource if you're struggling at all, especially as we move into Adobe Illustrator this week, which is a little bit different. Please make sure you utilize those lab assistants. They are there to help you so that you can be successful. So those are my top tips for the week. Hope things go well for you, and I'm excited to see how your projects come together.